Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's time for a very special Saturday morning React-Toons as we are watching the series finale of Robotech. That's right, episode 85, Symphony of Light. Friends, decades ago, I promised myself as a child, because I couldn't watch Robotech. It was on at the wrong time. I didn't have access to any type of VCR or Betamax. I had no way to watch it. And I promised myself as a kid that someday, somehow, some way, I would watch Robotech. And when I started this reaction channel, this was on the top of my list for Saturday morning React-Toons. So I started watching. And then all of you showed up. And something that I had built up into my mind as the end-all be-all of all cartoon experiences became something decidedly more. Because not only was I able to watch this show I'd built up into my mind, and it became better than I could have ever possibly imagined, you all brought extra information, book information, information from the original properties. But the thing that you brought the most and the thing that made all of this work was your friendship. And I cannot express to you how much that has meant to me to be able to sit down, watch, or in my case, stand, and watch Robotech with a bunch of friends. To be very honest, I thought that was something that was lost to the rivers of time. But here we are, friends, and we have watched it, the entire series, save one last adventure. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's time for some Saturday morning React-Toons. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and I will pause one more moment to say this. There's been some questions about my little running gag of fanfare at the beginning of each of the Robotech episodes. And just so you all know, I had constructed a Robotech fanfare supercut that had all of my prior fanfares kind of cobbled together. And then I realized that takes away from the last episode of Robotech. I want this episode to be just like the others. We watch it. It's not dominated by some dumb thing I started 84 episodes ago. So what I am going to do is the fanfare supercut, all of my favorite episodes, my favorite characters, all of the best of the best in my mind from Robotech is going to be in a separate episode that'll come out in some time, friends. So I wanted to give The Devil Is Due and episode 85 too. Friends, nothing to it but to do it. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And for the very last time this series, away we go! Fanfare. Goodbye. I can't believe I did that with my voice shot as it is. I've been losing my voice for like a week, friends, so I hope no one's ears are bleeding too bad. But like I said, the supercut fan, which by the way is like well over a minute. I saw that and I was like, there's no way I am putting this in the last episode of Robotech. It's so goofy. Oh my gosh. But thank you all for putting up with it. It was something I started and then my OCD kicked in and it had to be done each and every time. So fanfare, we've been through a lot. I have loved every second of this show, even those shitty episodes that ended the first arc. They weren't all shitty. Some of them were good. And really the thing that bothered me the most about all that was Rick. So, and I know I'm a fan of Rick too, but those episodes, let's see what we have, friends.
Admiral Rick Hunter's returning Robotech defenders.
Speaking of Rick.
Following the climactic battle about to begin.
Oh my God, here we go. Scott, I hate to say this, but it's going to take more than just you. I mean, I'm convinced this guy, Korg's as good as Max. He's ramming you. Oh my God. Yeah. Took your jet out.
Hang on, Commander, we'll get him.
Yeah, he's crazy good. He is crazy good. He's gonna tear through them. Dear God. Oh.
The desperate assault continues in space as well as on Earth.
Oh my God. Look at that clamshell thing. Must be a troop carrier. Or a mecha carrier, really, because those are shock troops. We're getting some licks in, which is good. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Specialty units coming in. Yep. Woo! Okay, let's go.
If push comes to shove, we can always speed up preparations on the Neutron S missiles, but only if everything else has failed. However, I'm a believer in the scorched earth tactic. Anything is preferable to the domination of the Invid.
Sir.
Okay. Okay, so the Invid should be having a problem targeting those.
It seems whenever we shoot down one of their fighters, the image fades.
This human is extremely perceptive.
Ah, great.
Every time any of my children cease to exist, our entire race loses an integral part of its strength.
Then let's stop fighting and talk.
The way they're designed, you can't detect the shadow fighters on your scanners, so they can attack you from all directions. That means your army has no defense against them. Listen, isn't there any way to resolve this?
Go, Lancer, go.
Twice in our recorded history, we have been forced to relinquish our planet and journey to another galaxy. This time we shall not leave.
You can stay.
The last known protoculture in the universe is on this planet alone.
Then stay here.
Oh, my head.
You were shot down.
Is my beta still in working order?
Uh-huh.
I've got to get back to... Oh.
You shouldn't be moving.
No, Scott, come on, man.
Couldn't it be possible for you to love me? Even only for a little bit? Oh.
Marlene, I'm capable of only one thing, and that's fighting against the Invid.
All right, Scott.
I love you!
I'm sorry, Marlene.
Say that out loud, dude.
All right, the next time you're in trouble, don't come to me for help.
We'll come to who for help?
Love you too.
Same goes for me, bub.
All right, guys. It's going to take both of you, and I don't think you can take this guy. Whew.
Okay.
Oh, Rand's going hand to hand.
Well, what are you waiting for? Do it.
She's worried she'll hit you.
Why are they waiting?
I can't hold on all day.
She's lying and...
A mistake.
No.
Fire.
I'm assuming she was worried about hitting him. I'm not sure, though, now.
Rook, it's useless. You gotta try and get away and save yourself.
You're out of your guard, mister. I'm not leaving.
She's not leaving you, dude.
Excellent. Time for annihilation.
He is tearing through us.
Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, Scott.
Cavalry.
Commander!
Rook, get him out of here. Don't worry, I'll take care of things up top.
Roger.
Tag team back again.
I think we've met before.
Let us hope it is the last time.
Let's go. Oh my God. Holy shit.
How can I fake you out? Yes.
Don't know. Targeting thrusters? Boy, the graphics have gotten really good there.
Clever maneuver. But I do not...
Oh! Wow.
I'd rather not talk about her.
You're gonna talk whether you like it or not. I'm sick and tired of watching you treat Marlene like that. She's in love.
Yeah, dude.
Scott, stop torturing yourself over your dead girlfriend and come back to life, will ya?
Dear God. Brutal.
The Invid are only a convenient excuse to cover up man's instincts for war. That's the simple truth.
but they attacked first.
So what? There were wars before we even heard of the Invid or the Robotech masses or the Zentradi. You might have lost your girl fighting other humans.
Sure, but he didn't.
The tide is turning against the expeditionary force.
Really? That's not good, because they'll use those damn missiles. Woo!
Why in heaven's name haven't those troops taken Reflex Point yet?
Sir, the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th divisions report extremely heavy losses, and I can't raise the 14th at all.
At this rate, we won't be able to hold out against them for more than a few hours or so.
I got chills thinking, like, if they had said Dana and the 15th are moving towards Reflex Point. Oh.
This planet too strongly retains the malignant spirit of the Robotech masters. Whether one race or the other emerges victorious is of little meaning. Such hatred can only breed more hatred.
Unless we do something.
We shall consume all the protoculture and rise to a higher plane.
But will she really leave?
Wow.
Boy, those shadow fighters are badass.
But Lancer!
I'm not offering just to save you, but the rest of the Earth's people as well. Come on!
Yeah, let's go.
Well, sir?
I have no choice. I want all our neutron missiles armed and ready for an immediate offensive against Reflex Point.
Dude,
Yes, sir.
you gotta get some intel before you do this.
It is an honor to be fighting side by side with you.
You know, I've been thinking about how we met. It's funny.
Lancer, would it be possible for you to fall in love with one of my race?
See, there's Lancer's answer. Lancer's like, love is love.
In fact, I think more than likely. Could you?
Why not?
That's awesome shot.
Well, as we say in showbiz, break a leg.
What does that mean?
Means happy hunting.
Commence neutron missile firing on command. Now.
Oh my god.
The only thing we can do now is pray it's not a mistake.
These look very bad. Sarah. Everybody.
Hey, Scott!
Thought I'd drop by. Figured you could use the company.
You're a very welcome...
There you go, man.
Look! Tell me what's happening!
Death.
When we sensed the first faint indications of the protoculture resources on this world, we thought that at last we had found the home for which we searched.
There has to be a way to there's hardly any humanity left. Earth's big enough that we could divvy it up, I guess. Well, good. Otherwise, the Earth would have been destroyed.
The humans have been influenced too strongly by the shadow of the Robotech masters and are intent only in the destruction of their entire race. It shall not be.
Oh my god. That is crazy amounts of power.
Come with me, discard this world and follow the spirit of light as he beckons us onward.
It's finally over.
Oh.
Follow me to a new world. Abandon this evil planet. Follow the spirit of light as it spreads its wings and carries us home.
Time for a concert. Mid-May rolls out.
Gee, I missed you already and you haven't even gone!
Admiral Hunter's lost out there, Annie. Someone's got to find him, right?
Oh.
Got any ideas for the future?
Yeah, I figured I'd go back to my hometown and maybe start writing my memoirs. Lay off, will you? Just so happens I've had some amazing adventures that a lot of people would like to read about.
You really have, buddy. No way. I love it.
You've made Yellow Dancer's final concert the greatest ever. Thank you all. You're wonderful.
Love it. Scott, really?
I want to dedicate it to a very special group of friends, and to one in particular.
I don't believe it. He did it.
He's leaving the Earth behind, and with it, the most precious of possessions. His friends, the people who love him most. But when he comes back, we'll be here to welcome him home with open arms.
Oh, man, Scott. Really, Scott? This is what we're doing? Love it.
They run the final race.
Hey, why don't you keep your mouth to yourself, buddy?
It's like a curtain call.
You ready?
Yeah.
Let's go!
All going their separate ways.
I'll be back. I promise.
Look at them.
Oh boy. At least those three are together.
We'll be able to find Rick Hunter's lost battle fortress in the vastness of space. Scott Bernard abandons his home world and his past as he sets off toward the unknown.
Oh. And just like that, I'm not going to be a bummer in the summer, everybody. All right, everybody, we just finished episode 85, the series finale of Robotech, Symphony of Light. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody, we just finished Symphony of Light, the series finale of Robotech, episode 85. Oh my gosh. They stuck the landing on this one, I thought. Sure, would I have liked to have seen Scott stay on Earth at least for a little, like 5 minutes? Yeah, that would have been nice. But at the same time, I think it was bittersweet in that we got to see everybody go their separate ways. Just like, it's almost a positive version of the episode Separate Ways, where we saw them all split off in very similar groupings. But they have more life to live. Like Rook said, why are you writing your memoirs? You're at the beginning of your life. And though you had some great adventures, who's to say you're not going to have some more along the way, And I don't know. I guess it's bittersweet in knowing that the adventures as they stand with the main series of Robotech, yes, they come to a close. And there's a lot of the Shadow Chronicles and a lot of the other things that are out there. But all in all, with 85 episodes of 3 separate unrelated properties, I don't know if you could have done a better job putting them all together. I mean, it's absolutely unreal. We've talked about it throughout as soon as we left Macross and went to Masters and then on to New Generation, it has just been, it astounds me how much we have in common between these 3 separate properties and how well they were able, Carl Masick and everybody was able to weave those stories together without having the animation to lend to like a Rick Hunter sighting or anything like that, and it was just so well done. It was again, it's one of the most promising and most profound accomplishments I've seen. Saying you're going to do something like that, doing something like that, those are 2 completely different things. Saying you're going to do it, doing that, and then having it be effective, that is unreal. And they showed exactly that. They were able to make this an effective, an incredibly good, epic tale, ballad, with all of our music that we had in this one. The ability to be able to keep all of those elements that are so distinct from Macross, the Masters, the New Generation, and keep them inside this one grand tale and provide each beat as they come an eternal and immortal tip of the cap. Now, as for this last episode, there's a lot of, I'm not going to say it's not frustrating. It was. I think it was very frustrating to watch, and it's been that way many times in Robotech. And I think the reason for the frustration is it's damn realistic. It makes sense. There's no real happy ending. The Expeditionary Force, at the very least, took tremendous losses in that assault on Earth. And the Regis was, cut and took the entire Invid with basically, I think if I was reading or understanding it correctly, consume the remainder of the protoculture on Earth to basically warp out of there. And, again, it's frustrating because you want to see them reach some type of happily ever after. But man, oh man, that has never been Robotech. Robotech has destroyed the Earth numerous times. There isn't a happy ending. I think of Lisa's dad dying and her having watched that happen. We've got Roy and Ben. Constant tragedy, constant, the expectations of a heroic, good ending are always subverted in Robotech. And what we get, we think, I guess it's good enough. Robotech. I mean, but as a series and a season finale, really, if you want to look at this as like the third season and then like obviously the series finale as well, I think it worked across the board. I think we had great kind of follow through, great kind of pausing of the stories of each and every one of the characters. Nobody felt kind of like left in the wind. Everybody looked like they had an important part to play in the show proper and had an important ending. I mean, you can make the argument that Annie didn't have anything, but Annie's so young. I mean, what are you going to, Annie's not going to be able to say, oh, I'm going to go off and, do this or do that. I mean, dear God, she's got years before she's even considered an adult. You know what I mean? And even though, my God, her maturity level is through the roof after all the experiences and things that she's seen. But again, this is just the way that everyone else is going to view her. And again, there are characters that, Min-Mei, I initially couldn't stand. Annie, I initially couldn't stand. If I couldn't stand, I just meant like, let's move on to somebody else. I was never like outright hated anybody ever in this show. Even Zora when he was a big pain in the ass. But you know what? Again, it is the magic of Robotech that when we get into the stories of everybody, I start thinking, man, you can't have this story without Min-Mei. You can't have this story without Annie. And, like somebody made a good, there's a great comment that somebody made about Annie. And, you could argue and say, you take Annie out, everything happens the same way. You could make the argument, but what someone said in it, I think this is where the true kind of, the promise of Annie lies is you take Annie out of the equation of New Generation and you have got a collection of traumatized, like ex-soldiers, people with, easily battlefield fatigue and just, an incredible, it would be a downer group. You know what I mean? And again, it would be a group that would be very quick to emotional outbursts or emotional reclusion without Annie. Annie's the one that always kind of bridges the silence, fills the silence, makes things work, makes people laugh. Best reflected in the Happy Birthday episode for Annie. I thought that was, to me, that's one of my very favorite episodes of Robotech. I thought it really kind of showed what the New Generation and the Freedom Fighters were about and the entirety of Robotech after the different various invasions and destructions and apocalypse that we've had. But yeah, Min-Mei and Annie, who would have thought way back when I first met both of those characters that I would have thought to myself, my God, you can't have a show without them, and absolutely can't. And I will say this right now, that Min-Mei and Annie, just so I'm lumping them together, are two of my favorites. They are two of my, I looked back and I was like, I was starting to do this is a little bit of a spoiler, I was starting to do my favorite episodes. And I was going back and, a couple, let's just say episode 4 of Robotech, I realized had stuck with me so much and had become such an important part of my understanding and basis for what I liked about Robotech. Same thing with the Happy Birthday episode for Annie, and both of those feature specifically a subject and a spotlight on Annie and Min-Mei. But I am going to just stick with episode 85 here. I don't want to go and start talking about all the characters. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a full kind of like series, like download, when it's all said and done, and put that in a separate video for those of you that are interested, just to hear my final thoughts on the episodes and the series, really. But as far as this episode goes, I thought it was probably our strongest episode, or strongest leave episode. It's tough because a lot of times for Macross, I think of episode 29 as the kind of like the leave episode. And then we had like those kind of extra episodes they threw in. And I still might give the edge to that one. But boy, oh boy, this was an exceptionally strong episode. And to be very fair, and again, this is a bit of a spoiler for the way I'm thinking about, the summation of the Robotech series. For my money, I think the best concentration of great episodes of Robotech, 1,000% inside New Generation. Incredible episodes, otherworldly, different subject matter, really engaging, fantastic stuff. And it's just a testament to how awesome the show is. It's just an amazing, amazing bit of pop culture. And I'm going to end with this. Even though I'm going to get into this a little bit more in the follow-up video. years and years and years ago, just to recap what I said before, I just wasn't able to watch this. I had a household, let's just say that it had more rules than I was, that would allow me to wake up at 6 in the morning. We had a household that was out of the house by 6:20, you know what I mean? And so it was just an impossibility, and I had no way to record it. And my one buddy that did record it, he recorded it on Betamax, and I had a VCR in the house where I was. So it was impossible for me to borrow, it was impossible for me to anytime we were together, we were playing. So it wasn't like we were watching shows or anything, even though I think he did show me like parts of Macross and stuff like that. I'm assuming I don't really remember them from that, but ever since then, it has been one of my just bucket list things. I had to see Robotech. And a couple years ago, I was like, man, maybe I should watch Robotech whenever. I think I saw a DVD collection or something like that. And I thought to myself, maybe it won't live up to it. Maybe it's best left in the mind's eye, as I see it or hope that it would be, this grand epic that won't be spoiled by reality. But then I had this crazy idea to do a reaction channel, and I thought, you know what? Robotech. I just stumbled upon it one day. I saw the name Robotech. I thought, oh my God, I got to do this. Saturday Morning React-TOONS was born because of Robotech. So I wanted to watch it. And friends, this entire series, not just Macross. I was so worried about going to Masters. I was so worried about going to New Generation. The entire episode in the entire series, all the episodes in the entire series, not only lived up to an incredibly high expectations from a youth-born imagination that had been carried forward the decades, it surpassed each and every one of my expectations. My hand to God, it has been absolutely fantastic. It has been so much fun to watch these with all of you. I am going to miss, watching Robotech with all of you. Saturday Morning React-TOONS will absolutely continue. We'll have brand new shows coming out. I'm sure we'll find some grand stories, some ones that might even rival Robotech in their telling. I think of Star Blazers, which I've already watched over on Patreon. Incredible show, but I digress. It's just Robotech was incredibly special because of its historical and kind of nostalgic representations to me, and I just cannot tell you, friends, how amazing it has been to be with all of you each and every one of these Saturday mornings, and to have Robotech not only live up to its expectations, but like I said, hand a beer off and say, yeah, I'm going to exceed those. Friends, thank you, each and every one of you, for flying with me. If you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's time for Saturday Morning React-TOONS and some new adventures. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And again, if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then, and this is now. And now it's time to say goodbye from Robotech, the series. So friends, where should we say goodbye from? Well, I was thinking about this one. I'm not going to lie and say I'm coming up with this one on the spot, but I was thinking about this one, and here's where we say goodbye from, my friends. We don't say goodbye from inside this episode. Well, not really. We say goodbye from the end of this episode, when our beloved narrator prompts us to return to the beginning, to return all the way back to episode 1 and Booby Trap, and to live this grand adventure all over again. Friends, I'll see you there. Until such time as we rewatch Robotech or experience some brand new adventures and brand new stories, Vulcan roll, my friends, and I'll see you.